What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. My name is Sean, aka ELYYT, and today I've got a new investment video for you on FIFA 21. Now, this is one of the final preparation videos that I'm going to be bringing you because web app drops in a couple of days, and we're going to be grinding the Trading to Glory series right when that drops and making as many coins as we possibly can with all the methods and trading tips that I've given you throughout the past 2 weeks. If you haven't seen some of the other videos in preparation for FIFA 21, I encourage you to check them out. But let's hop right into today's video, guys. If you haven't yet, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. And without further ado, we've got Kurzawa. It's a low budget card, and we're going to be going through different budgets and different cards, basically explaining why they're going to be changing in price, why they're good investments, how you can make coins on them. And that's basically the premise of today's video. So with this card, it doesn't help with most advanced SBCs, similar to what you would see with like a gold Clichy. And the gold Clichy, he's obviously in an off league in Turkey, all right? A French player in the French league, not necessarily great for advanced SBCs, but he's still good for other squad building challenges, right? He staggered on in price a ton on FIFA 20, and the card is pretty much the exact same. They changed a couple of the stats, but realistically, he's still a non-rare, still 77 rated, still same team, still same nation, still same position. It's the same card as FIFA 20, and there's a lot of the same reasons this card will pretty much follow the same trends. He went from 500 to 3,000 coins like every other week. With the new daily SBCs that come out, you need chemistry. This guy's going to give you chemistry. He's a left back, and fullbacks are always in demand for squad building challenges. And then he's also got great links as well. He's going to be good for SBCs, but he's not really a usable card. So when there's no SBCs, he drops down to 500 coins. But when there are SBCs, he goes up to 2,000, 2,500 coins. And it's really easy to make coins with this card just because he's so volatile. And that's why I wanted to start with him, because he's low budget and we're going to work up in budget as this video goes on. Next up, we got Christian Pulisic. A little bit more expensive than Kurzawa, but still a non-rare card. And he's got some pretty good stats for a non-rare. 89 pace, 84 dribbling, and you got to expect him to have 4-star as well. I don't see any other combination of weak foot and skill moves that he could possibly have. Sure, his physicality is low. Sure, his shooting's not great, but he's a great starter card at 81 rated. This card's going to be super cheap on Sunday nights during squad battle bidding because he's non-rare. He's going to pop up in a lot of those 5K packs, 7.5K packs. Since he's non-rare, he'll pop up in those kind of packs, but you also got to consider the fact that if there's any all-rare packs, not going to have any supply. So there's going to be people wanting him for their starters teams, especially if they're going with Premier League. And with that being said, everyone thinks he's going to be cheap because he's non-rare. I don't think he's going to be that cheap. I think he'll be one of the more expensive non-rare cards of all time in terms of actually being used. Sure, there's some non-rare cards in history that have gone extinct at 10K just because of squad building challenges creating so much demand for those individual cards. But when it comes to actually using a non-rare card, there haven't been that many usable ones in the past. So we're kind of venturing into new territory. And I really think that this Pulisic and this next card I'm about to show you are going to be a couple cards that people are using in their starter teams. And it'll be interesting to see how the non-rare cards really react to having actual demand for people's teams. As I said, next card also non-rare, but very, very usable. 74 pace. It's pretty solid for a center back, especially when you consider the fact that Rafael Varane only has 82. So there's really not that many center backs with above 80 pace. There are a handful, don't get me wrong, there are a few, but over 70 pace for a starter center back that's non-rare, on top of the fact that he's got 82 defense and 81 physicality, is insane for an 81 rated card. It's insane to me that he's also non-rare. So similar to Pulisic, it'll be interesting how he reacts to the demand in people's teams. But if you think about Joe Gomez's card from last year, it was 80 rated with similar stats, right? Obviously a little bit different links, but still Premier League center back and good starter card. That card was well in demand, and it was between the prices of about 5 to 8K at the beginning of the year, Joe Gomez was. This is one rating higher, but it's also non-rare. I think it'll be a similar price, 5 to 8,000 coins. Pretty realistic, I feel like, for Davinson Sanchez. Next up, we got Theo Hernandez. We're working our way up in the price, and I don't have much of a description because this is what he is. He's a starter team god. he's going to be such a good card for people to start at left back and use him there. If we think about last year, Ferland Mendy was 80 rated. Sure, he played for Real Madrid, but left back, French, pacey with good stats all around. Seems pretty familiar to me. And that Ferland Mendy held his price throughout the entirety of the year. It did help that Real Madrid had a lot of upgrade cards, and the fact that Ferland Mendy didn't have a lot of upgrade cards. That's going to play a factor. But here's the thing. A lot of these cards on the first day, they're going to be just great investments starting off because people are going to start building their teams once the actual game is released, at least with EA Play, right? When the 10 hours comes out for EA Play, which is another name for EA Access, it's the new name. When that gets released, these cards are going to go up in price so much. There's two reasons for that. One, the reason is people are playing games. They're going to try to get their division rivals placements in. And then reason two is the actual division rival placement rewards. Once people get those rewards, then they're going to have buying power. Once they have buying power, boom, prices shoot up. So that Thursday, or whenever the EA Play comes out, I believe it's a Thursday, go check my calendar to double check. We actually have a video on a trading calendar. I digress. Theo Hernandez is a good example of this. He's not the only card that's going to follow this trend. Gonna be not super cheap on the first day, but affordable, especially if you trade quickly and get those coins fast. Pick up a couple of them. This card could rise between 400 and 600% in price just in a couple of days. Next up, we've got Moussa Sissoko. I mean, this guy is always in people's starter teams, especially in FIFA 20. We saw that. He was a card that was about 40,000 coins, as I believe 80 or 81 rated in the last year's FIFA. It was super, super expensive, and the card is pretty similar. Now, this guy might get a little bit too overhyped at the beginning because of the fact that we saw that last year, and he was super expensive. And if he's not as OP as he was at the beginning of last year, if the meta kind of shifted away from cards like Sissoko, then he could drop. But, again, if you get in on that first day, you're going to make profit no matter what on this card going in to that division rivals placement rewards on the EA Play release. This might be my favorite card in the video. Like, honestly, Bellarabi just checks all the boxes for me, right? This guy is a right mid in Bundesliga. He's German and he's 82 rated. 82 rated is pretty high rated for a non-rare, especially. This guy is going to be used in squad building challenges that need links. Remember how we talked about Kurzawa earlier? Bellarabi, other side of the pitch, obviously, but still a brilliant card for squad building challenges. But here's the thing. Here's the killer about this card. If somebody's building a German Bundesliga team, or just a Bundesliga team at all, and they go with a formation that needs wingers, which I'd say most formations will include wingers, right mid or right wing, right? Bellarabi's the only affordable card that's actually usable. He's got 90 pace, 84 dribble, 76 shooting. I mean, the card's better than the Pulisic card from earlier. Sure, he's not in the Premier League, which doesn't help him, but if you want to go with the likes of Serge Gnabry or Sancho, you're going to have to spend a ton of coins. And if you don't want to dish out the extra couple K for Bellarabi, you're using an absolute trash can at right mid. There's no other options in the league, especially now that Rashica, the Werder Bremen right wing, he's now a center attacking mid in the league. Now, a lot of people that build Bundesliga teams are probably going to use central formations. That's fine, but the people that don't, which is still going to be a lot of people, Bellarabi's kind of the only choice for them that's affordable, and that's going to have so much demand. This guy, one of the best investments early on. Straight up. Can't lose on this card. The next card I want to talk about isn't as good of an investment as Bellarabi. I'm pretty much bringing this card because he's a good meta starter card, but he doesn't check all the boxes of Bellarabi, and I just kind of wanted to illustrate that. Fonzie, or Alphonso Davies, and Roussillon are other great options at left back that are starter cards. Fonzie might be a little bit more expensive. Roussillon, being French, gives him a little bit of a boost there for links, but Scholes is also an option. But since there's other options in the league, no matter where the prices go, people are always going to tend to go for the cheaper option. And that's going to bring down the price of the three cards. If those 3 cards were only 1 card, let's say Nico Schulz was only the only one here, Fonzie and Ruslan didn't exist, this card would be so much more expensive, right? That's what it was with Bellarabi, and that's why his card's going to be quite expensive. This card, since there's other options, is going to be a little bit cheaper. It's going to start, and Fonzie, speaking of, is going to start like Ferland Mendy of FIFA 20, because he's got that hype. He's left back, very meta for a starter team, and you can build around him, not too difficult. But he's Canadian and in Bundesliga, and unless Bundesliga takes a turn for getting more upgraded cards this year, it's not going to hold that value like Ferland Mendy did, even if he doesn't get upgrades. And if they do get upgrades, then those regular cards definitely have less value. Next up, we've got Jesus Navas with a big upgrade on his card, plus he's right back. Okay, so he's up to 84 rated now, and he's got pretty low physicality. So in terms of actually using this card, he might be used as a starter card, but for not very long. People don't want a 58 physicality on their fullback, okay? I don't know how the meta is going to be. Maybe he'll fit it a little bit better than he has in previous years, but I just can't see it happening too much with 58 physicality on any defender. But he's got some other decent stats, but most of the value in this card comes from above the face stats. It comes from that 84 rated right back Spain. That's where the value in this card is. Squad building challenges. Think about Sergio Roberto from a couple years ago, right? He was 84 rated. Same year Carvajal was 84 rated. And the same reason that the likes of Carvajal, Sergio Roberto, and Joshua Kimmich from another league, same concept, same reason they're super expensive all the time. Okay, all it takes is a couple of 83, 84, 85 rated squad building challenges to come out. Let's say we get a Dominic Calvert-Lewin Player of the Month SBC coming out week 1. Boom, needs an 83 rated squad. Boom, Jesus Navas already has that value, takes up in price, and he'll never come down. He'll literally won't come down in price all year. He'll start at the lowest point he'll be all year, and he'll stay in price. High in price just because he's an 84 right back from Spain, Sevilla. He is never going to come down in price. He's going to be too needed for squad building challenges. So even if he isn't working as a starter investment, he's going to work as an SBC investment. It just might take 2 or 3 more days for that to work out and make your profit. But easy coins on this squad building challenge investment, no matter what. Next up, we've got Gareth Bale. Very high budget, right? We're getting up there in price now. This guy's got a great 83 rated card. Maybe the best 83 rated card in the game. On top of that, he just got transferred to Tottenham, which means he's in the Premier League. And Premier League cards go up even higher in price. But he just checks all the boxes, like I said earlier. But he also checks one more box. He checks one more box after that. And that box is being OTW bound. We know this card's going to get a once to watch, which means that he's going to go out of packs on that Friday that once to watch comes out, which is the first Friday after the full release of the game. It actually is on the day of the full release of the game, right? So once to watch comes out right then, which means that his card's going to go out of packs, and it's going to get even more rare as it's out of packs because there's no supply for the card, but the demand continues to build as more people can afford him, more people want to buy him for their Foot Champions team. So with that being said, this Gareth Bale checks those boxes in terms of what you need for a meta card investment. On top of that, he's OTW bound, which means that he's going to be even more expensive. What I would do, though, and this is again what a lot of people are thinking this year, is sell him before Once to Watch even comes out. Here's the thing. Once to Watch investing, it's a big phenomenon, and it works every year. Don't get me wrong. But I think that there's going to be a lot of people holding their Ones to Watch gold cards, right? The gold cards that eventually get the Ones to Watch, they're going to hold those cards until Ones to Watch comes out. And then they're all going to try to sell during that week they're out of packs, which is going to cause the card to not really rise as much as it normally does. I'm not saying it won't rise because it will. It will rise, but is it worth holding on to it for that entire week? No, I think you sell it beforehand when more and more people are picking them up on that Thursday, that Wednesday, that Tuesday, even Monday if you're impatient, and get rid of it, take the profit and reinvest somewhere else. Because if you hold that for another week and a half, you're just going to be competing with other investors to sell the card, which is going to cause the card not to go up as much as previous year's gold cards that get Ones to Watch have done so. Next up is Ben Yedder. Do I really have to explain it, guys? It doesn't matter what the meta is, he's gonna fit it. And even if he doesn't fit it, it's gonna be a great investment anyway, because it's Ben Yedder and everybody wants to buy him as soon as they possibly can. So the earlier you buy this card, the more profit you're gonna make. It's as simple as that. Next up, I've got Bergwijn. I hope I pronounced that right, but he's got great stats. 83 rated left mid, Spurs, Dutch. It's really a good card to get in on as an investment. 83 rated. If you take a look in previous years, you've got an 83 rated card as an example every year. That's just insane in price. A couple years ago, it was Mbappe, 83 rated. I mean, he was over 100,000 coins for at least a few weeks. And last year, I think you had Marcus Rashford as a great example of that. He was 83 rated striker from the Premier League. He had really good stats like this, and he was super expensive for at least a month. So you get in on this card, boom, profit. Early in for profit. I mean, I don't know how much more I can stress, just get in early for the profit. Pretty much for any of these cards. I've given you different examples and different ways to make profit on all of these cards. And I've really been trying to tell you where the demand is coming from on each of the cards as well, just so you guys know, so you guys can understand it better, so you can take this and learn from it and basically do it again in the future without me telling you. You know the saying, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for life. It's kind of what I'm trying to do with you guys, so we can all develop as investors and traders in FIFA 21 and make the most coins possible, because sometimes you're going to have questions that I might not have a video out on quite yet. And I want you guys to know when to make those decisions right then and there without having to ask me all the time. And that's going to come a lot from these videos early on. I'm going to explain these methods early on. And then when we get to these methods again, when they recycle through, because they'll work throughout the year, when we get back to it later, I'll kind of just go through it pretty quickly because I've already explained it once to you guys. That's what I'm probably going to be trying to do throughout the year, just so we can speed up the coin making process for everybody. If you guys have enjoyed the videos, make sure to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and check out the links down below in the description. A lot more resources for you guys to keep in touch and make more coins. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.